Hey, welcome to Genre Exposure, a film podcast. Join us as we explore the wide world of cinema, broaden our horizons one movie at a time. I'm one of your hosts, Dustin, and as usual, I am here with Jason.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Merry Christmas, my dude.
Merry Christmas, and Merry Christmas to everyone out there listening.
This is our last episode of the year, most likely. We're doing a Christmas episode, Christmas special.
Oh, and Happy Holidays.
Happy
I don't want
holidays.
to exclude anybody.
Whatever you celebrate,
We're inclusive here at Genre Exposure.
do your shit and be loud and celebrate.
That's right.
Yeah, it's cool. Today we're talking about Love and Peace from 2015, which is maybe a Christmas film.
I think it's a Christmas movie.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
By my favorite director, Sion Sono, who we haven't talked about in a while. And we'll get into that too.
No boy.
But first, we're going to do all our usual stuff. We're going to talk about what we've been watching. And we are part of the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, and we love it. And when we have random hiccups or one of us falls terminally ill and sits upon death's door, when you're wondering what the fuck are those guys up to, you can just pop on over to the network, find yourself some more cool things to listen to, and not worry about it, and just...
Yeah, don't worry about us.
wait for us to pop back up again, because we'll always come back.
Yeah, we're like cockroaches.
Even when we die, we'll come back.
Oh, goodness.
Look forward to it. So go check that out. Check out all our other network neighbors. Show them some love. But what I want to know is what you've been watching.
I've watched a few things. Some interesting things.
Okay.
Some surprising things, perhaps.
Uh-oh.
One thing I do want to talk about real quick.
Well, let's get into it.
I'm a big fan of the original Naked Gun.
Okay.
So when I saw they were doing a remake, I was quite dubious.
Yeah, sure.
But then I actually read some decent reviews of it. And the trailer wasn't bad.
Debatable.
Well, so now it's streaming on Paramount, so I'm like, fuck it.
Okay.
I watched it.
Low barrier.
It was pretty fucking funny.
Really?
It really was.
Wow.
I'm not saying it's a classic. I'm not saying it's as good as the original Naked Gun, because very few things in this world are.
Sure.
But it was pretty funny. I mean, I guffawed quite a few times, and I chuckled many times.
Color me skeptical.
I think it... I mean, do you like that type of movie, though? Do you like that sort of...
I like Naked Gun.
Right. Like Naked Gun, Top Secret, Airplane, those
Sure.
types of
I like
films.
those, yeah.
I mean, this isn't quite as... It doesn't reach the heights of those, of course, but it's in that same vein. There are some really surprising tangents and bits that was just genuinely amusing. And Pamela Anderson's in it.
Oh, okay.
She's great. She's actually really funny in this. She has this great bit where she has to improvise. She's trying to distract the bad guy, right? So there's this jazz band playing, and she decides that she's going to sing jazz, and it's pretty epic. I don't want to spoil it too much.
Okay.
Liam Neeson's funny. You know, he's a great deadpan actor. He's been doing all those grandpa action movies.
Yeah.
Geezer teasers. I think that's what they're called these days.
Geezer teasers.
But he's still a great actor, and he's so deadpan. He does a good job of delivering the lines. He gets it. You know, he's completely in on the joke. There's this great, basically, soliloquy about Buffy, the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, okay. That is kind of left field, yeah.
Yeah. So I recommend it. I do. If you're into that kind of humor,
Okay.
check it out. Okay, so something else I watched that was on my list is to watch as soon as it came out, because it came out on Netflix, and it's the new Rian Johnson Knives Out movie, Wake Up Dead Man.
Detective Foghorn Leghorn.
Right.
I'm just going to say I've only seen the first one. Probably his best movie.
Okay, coming from you, that's like not exactly...
As someone who doesn't like any of his movies, I found it exceedingly tolerable and fun.
Wow. Did you never watch Glass Onion?
No, because we don't have Netflix anymore, and I'm just no means to get around to it.
Okay. I like Glass Onion a lot too, but I don't think it's as good as Knives Out. Wake Up Dead Man, I think I like it better than Glass Onion. I'm not sure I like it as much as the first Knives Out, because that cast is just fucking stellar. Right. And this has a great cast too. And it is very, very good. I don't want to say too much about it, of course, because
it's a mystery.
Yeah,
so
you don't want to
spoil the mystery.
You don't want to spoil it. But if you enjoyed the first two Knives Out films, you will enjoy this one.
Do you think this is the end, or
I don't know.
Will there be more?
they seem pretty popular, and he seems to enjoy making them. So I'd be happy if it's the last one, because I do want to see him go on and make other things. Because I do like Ryan Johnson.
Like his Star Wars trilogy.
Maybe, yeah. It's better than what we're getting right now, which is a bunch of fucking nothing. I guess The Mandalorian and Grogu is the next movie coming out, and
It's a lot of money to just sit on the old Star Wars IP.
Well, that's what happens when you don't have actual creatives doing things. Although Andor was fucking phenomenal. Anyway, we're talking about movies here. One more thing I will touch on that I watched. Let's see. Do I want to talk about this?
Yes.
Okay, so I've been watching a lot of videos lately on YouTube about good found footage movies and stuff.
Our favorite.
Yeah, so I have this huge long fucking list of found footage horror films to watch.
Oh,
and I watched one that had a really killer premise, but it just didn't deliver for me. It's called Cruiser.
Never heard of it.
And it's about this psycho who commandeers a cop car. He kills the cop, and he's dressed as the cop, and he's driving around causing mischief. Great premise, and it has some good parts.
Is it shot from the body cam?
Yeah, body cam. The camera's inside the Cruiser.
Nice.
Other outside a convenience store, that kind of thing. It just it didn't quite land. I wanted it. It just it kept cutting away from all the gore.
Right.
So you don't really see shit. It's they didn't have the budget for some good kills. So that's kind of disappointing. Because it cuts away right before he hacks somebody or something, and it's a tease. It's a cop tease.
Yeah, that sucks.
This movie will give you blue balls. Is what I'm trying to say. And this is one that I think this could be remade. It came out in 2015.
Oh, okay.
So there's so many of these found footage movies. So many of them. I don't know if we've talked about that, but have you seen that there's an actual channel of just found footage horror films?
Yeah. I've seen that. Yeah.
Called Found. It's nuts.
It's cool.
It is cool.
Also, there's a lot of found footage on Tubi if you go hunting.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Tubi-plex. Anyway, so those are the ones I will talk about that I've talked about. I am done talking about them now.
Okay.
So I will turn it over to you. What have you been watching?
All right. Well, since we're talking about movies, let me start by talking about something that's not a movie.
Oh, yeah. You keep breaking the rules. That's right.
Yeah. This is just a circle back because I didn't get to mention it at the time of release. About a month or two ago, the second season of Hazbin Hotel came out.
Oh, yeah. I still haven't watched the first one.
Created by Vivian Medrano. Her production studio, Spindle Horse, partnered with A24 and Amazon Prime. I raved about the original season because I thought it was great. It's an adult animation comedy musical.
Isn't this the one that's corrupting the children?
It is corrupting the children. How dare they watch this 18-plus adults-only show?
But it's animated. It must be for kids, right?
Obviously. It doesn't matter that it's about sinners in hell and all the bullshit they get up to. But no, the second season, fucking amazing, fucking great. Animation is better than the first season. Plot is better. There's more depth to everything. The songs even better. The soundtrack for the second season managed to get onto the Billboard. I think they got into the top 10 even.
Oh, wow.
For at least a week. So it's great. I'm loving it. It's super cool. This is just a reminder that it's out there. And if you've not watched it or you've been dubious or skeptical and you're like, what's all this about? Because I see all the kids getting into it. And maybe it's not for me. No, it's pretty good.
Okay.
It's really good, really fun.
Eventually I'll get around to watching it.
If you dig any kind of weird, quirky adult animation shows or even stuff like quasi-adult shows, say an Invader Zim, or right, that was a kid's cartoon, but frequently drifted right up to the edge as far as you could go. Very much in the spirit of stuff like that. So
cool.
Just know that that's out there. It's important for me. Now, as for movies, if you listened last time, you know the impetus for our movie today is that I needed a break from really extreme shit, right? Because we took Urotsuki Doji finally for a spin, and then we followed that up with Martyrs, which is rough. And I was like, I need to be done with it for a little bit.
Okay.
So in my personal watching, I also kind of swerved around that and said, you know what? I look at my shelf. I look at all my things I've not watched. You were often making jokes about that and talking about how we could just do a whole year of the show where all we do is just watch stuff you bought that you haven't watched yet.
I still think we should do that.
Viable solution. But I was looking, I was like, man, I really went deep on the Shaw Brothers stuff as those came out.
You bought like all the box sets, haven't you?
Yeah, I have all 4 of the Shawscope collections from Arrow, and I have all current. Is it 7 or 8 boxes they've made from Shout for the Shaw Brothers classics?
It's a ton. I don't know how
It's
many.
so many, and I've barely watched any of them, so I was like, I need to work on this a little bit. So I picked back up with the second Shawscope box from Arrow, and I checked out a few films, starting with 1978's Invincible Shaolin, directed by Chang Che. This is still in that vein of like, and it was part of why I stopped watching because I was kind of getting burned out film after film, where every film was just about
Oh yeah, it's like watching slasher films from the '80s back to back.
the Chinese government wanting to dismantle all the Shaolin temples because they don't want them to teach the people kung fu because they might rise up for themselves.
Yeah.
So let's make a plot to get rid of them.
Yeah.
But this one was really cool, and it roped me all the way back in, and I was like, I can watch more of these now. So it's about this general in the army, and he's making a plot to get rid of the Shaolin temples, as you do in this time. And he decides that he's going to hire 3 teachers to instruct his soldiers and drill them to perfection. And so he sends a letter to, there's like a North School and a South School. And he sends a letter to both and says, I have positions for 3 teachers, send your best fighters. And, you know, show off and whatever. So they arrive, but then there's 6 of them. And then he's like, yo, guys, I'm only taking 3. So I just need the 3 best of you. So you guys should fight each other or something.
Sure.
And he's thinking like, oh, they'll fight and kill each other, and then I'll just keep the 3 best under my thumb. Which doesn't happen because they're Shaolin monks, and so they're like, oh, we don't need to fight, we can just spar. So they had this sparring match, and the dudes from the North win very handily. They get the teaching positions. The South Masters are kind of like, well, you know, that sucks, but whatever. And then the general's kind of like, yeah, let me go send you guys off. Come over here. Takes them in the back. Turns out the general is also a kung fu master, and he's like stolen all these skills from people that he's killed.
Gasp.
And he has the like random like just quick punch in the chest and then you bleed out inside and die thing.
Sure.
So he fucking kills the 3 dudes from the South School,
Yeah.
sends their bodies back to their temple, and has his attendant be like, oh, they sparred with the North Masters and the North Masters killed them. They were very cruel. It was weird. So it sparks this whole feud where the South School keeps sending guys in, and they're like, we have to atone for this. And even though we're friends, we have to settle the score. And so then they send like a new wave of 3 people from the South School. And when they get there, they fight to try to kill the North Masters. And they, in just trying to defend themselves, accidentally kill the new set.
Uh-oh.
Because it was kind of like a kill or be killed thing.
Sounds like a wacky farce.
It is a wacky farce. And so all this is going on, the North Masters are kind of being like, something's not right about this. This is weird.
Yeah.
And eventually they deduce that there's another martial arts master in the shadows manipulating them. So they're trying to like investigate and figure out who this is. Like it's not obviously the big evil general guy. And then like the back half of the film gets a little like formulaic because you have like the son of the South Master of the whole school, and he sends him off to be trained by this person, and then he picks his 2 remaining best students, and oh, you need to go find this master and learn his technique.
Right.
It's some cool things they do though, like his son he sends to go learn like Wing Chun from a master, which is like more of like I think it was like developed by women originally. But he wants him to learn that because the person he's supposed to fight is like a very powerful, like striking style. And so like, oh, if you learn that with the gentleness of that style, you can redirect his attacks. Lots of cool like weapon work. One dude is like a 2-section pole staff master, which I didn't really understand what that was at first, but it's basically like imagine nunchucks, but one side is just a fucking bow staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's really cool.
I always love it when they use weapons in those movies when it's not just, hands.
So, they train up, they come back, it's like, we're going to fight for vengeance, and then in the middle of all their fighting and chaos, they find out that the general's behind everything. He orders them all slaughtered. We got a big, huge final fight. Super cool. But it's got a lame fucking ending.
No.
The ending is like they're in the showdown with the general, and he's killed most of them, and there's like 3 dudes left. And the one dude's almost dead, and he's like, the 2 of you need to leave because you're the only ones left alive, and you have to go into hiding and make sure to teach people Shaolin Kung Fu so it'll live on past the Empire. And so they run away. The remaining dude kills the general, then he dies. That's kind of just
it's a little
underwhelming a little bit.
anticlimactic.
But it was fun. So then I followed that up with The Kid with the Golden Arm.
Okay, I've heard of this
From
one.
1979, Cheng Che again. This is this whole thing where you got these guards and they're trying to move this huge shipment of gold between two cities. It's like there's the local government area and then there's a region that's stricken with famine. So they need to take this gold there to use it to help build the city back up. But then there's this whole plot that builds up around this shipment where they want to attack it and seize it and cripple the government's strength. And again, it's more of the like government versus kung fu people kind of thing. It's really infamous because it has all of the like Venom actors.
Oh yeah,
You know, the Deadly Venoms.
Deadly Venoms, yeah.
Yeah. They're all in this film in different roles. It was a little less memorable, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. Then I checked out my favorite of the bunch that I watched from 1979 again, also from Cheng Che again, The Magnificent Ruffians. And this was this crazy one. Again, it's like, there was one I watched before that was kind of similar to, but the neat thing this one does is it kind of jumps the timeline forward from what a lot of these films do, where it's like, right at the start, they set it up for you that like gunpowder has become prevalent, and most war now is just conducted with like firing lines and cannons and stuff like that.
Right.
So it's made this thing where martial artists have no place in the world anymore. And so a lot of them try to hire themselves out as bodyguards or security forces, but it's not working. So many of them are just kind of destitute and wander around. Some put on like street shows for like whatever coin they can get. And it focuses on this one random town ran by this mayor who is like the son of a former great martial artist. And it's this whole like fighting style he has called the Golden Blade, where it's like a big fucking gold spear. I don't think it's a naginata because it's like a Japanese spear, but it kind of has that design where it's like a very long staff and then just like a little curved blade at the tip.
Okay.
And he has all these crazy moves with it where he uses like the fact that it's pure gold to like reflect the sun in people's eyes and distract them and all kinds of crazy stuff. But the kicker about this dude, because he seems like he might be the main character, he is not. He's actually the main villain. Because since his father's dead and there's no place for martial arts in the world and he's all rich and has all this inheritance, he has this like random malaise about life that he just doesn't care anymore. And so he entertains himself by finding talented martial artists, inviting them to come live with him, spar with him, and then when he gets bored of them, he kills them. So there's less martial artists in the world.
Wow.
And it focuses on he is in love with this random girl in the city, and he wants to marry her, and her family owns the only plot of land that he does not own. But they also run a dojo that's like a security force for hire. And her older brother is a master martial artist who hates this Golden Blade dude, will have nothing to do with him, and will never sell their land no matter the offer. So this Golden Blade guy recruits some wandering vagabonds that show up that are really good martial artists. They're trying to like scam a place for food, and he owns the restaurant, so he tricks them into his service. And true to all these films, he wants to use them, to manipulate them, to kill the other guy, to get him out of the way so he can get the sister.
Sure.
Perfect plan. But they're all good-natured, and once they fight a little bit, they make friends, they start to uncover the plot. Boom, boom, boom. It plays out like you would expect, but it was super, super fucking fun. Like, nice. The energy between the characters was just, like, really good. It had good energy. It never dragged at all. It also wasn't afraid to get, like, pretty dark at times, too, which was impressive.
I like that.
There's this whole, like, final act downturn before the finale where they end up having to, like, the Golden Blade guy decides he's going to trick them into killing this dude who's, like, the one holdout. Because one of the guys is, like, a polearm master, and he has this one pole, and it's the one he, like, cut from a tree himself and uses. And he always tells people never to touch it, because if anyone else touches it, they'll die.
Jesus.
But it's just him, like, boasting.
Yeah.
And so the mayor dude, like, steals it in the night and replaces it with an identical-looking one that's been packed with gunpowder. So when he comes to fight the security guy, they've been doing these fake spars where all they do is spar and don't really try to be lethal. And it's just drawing out time while they come up with a plan. But so they go and they get fighting. And so just naturally, he's like, oh, I'm going to tap him once in the chest, just to make it look real. And when he does, the staff fucking explodes and impales through him and kills him.
Nice.
It's super brutal, super crazy.
That's great.
The vagabonds kind of turn on that one dude because they think he meant to kill him. So then you get this whole they have to sort out what's going on. It gets fucking dark. The mayor guy dispatches someone to get the sister. And when they show up, the mother and the sister have hung themselves.
Oh, wow.
Because they're so distraught about what happened.
Yeah.
But then it leads those vagabonds to piece everything together, pull their efforts, come back, face the Golden Blade, and they piece together from other people in the town the different secret techniques of the Golden Blade style, so that they can defeat him.
Okay. All right.
And it has probably one of the best fights I've seen in watching any of these. And I know I'm not the expert on these kind of films,
Right.
but it's down to just two dudes. And they do this 2v1 tandem fighting where one will rush up and he'll be doing stuff for a bit. And then the Golden Blade will use one of his techniques. And then the other guy rolls over the back of the other one and takes up fighting for him instead.
Oh, okay.
It was just, choreography was amazing.
Nice.
Super cool.
Sounds like one to check out.
Last one, and this one will be brief because I did not care for it. Also from 79, this guy is a fucking legend, I guess, in output. Cheng Che again, in the director's seat. The 10 Tigers of Kwangtung. And this was this weird, they were trying to be ambitious and artsy, I think, but it's a plot that, is in several different time periods, and it jumps around constantly. And you'll be, in the present, and then someone starts telling a story, and you go to the past. And then you'll jump back to the present, and then someone else tells a different story, and you jump to a different point in the past. But it's everything to do with these heroes that are the 10 Tigers, and they kill someone's father, and then he seeks revenge against them, and it's just very
basic.
By the numbers. Yeah. And it jumped around so much, it got so confusing to remember, okay, who are the 10 Tigers? Who is this person? What's his connection to that guy?
Right.
Why are they fighting now? Well, I thought he was the main character. He's now dead halfway through the film. It was just really hard to follow. And, I'm one of those people that lock in on a film, but yeah,
Okay. Well, they can't all be winners.
They can't all be winners, right? For sure. But that's me, and I think we can get on into our movie.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, today we're talking about Sion Sono's Love and Peace from 2015. I'm going to hit you with the synopsis right out the gate. A man who once dreamed of becoming a punk rocker is working as a low-salary man at a musical instrument parts company. He's secretly in love with his colleague. But one day, he finds a little turtle on the rooftop, naming it Pikadon, and it changes his life forever. I'm not happy with that synopsis. But that is,
I mean, that's the movie in a gist.
Sure. What genre is this?
What genre isn't this? Okay, so, Wikipedia has it as tokusatsu fantasy drama.
Sure, it includes all of those.
Yeah. Also musical?
So IMDb, their tag system they do now, they have Japanese, comedy, drama, musical, and romance.
Sure. Yeah.
It's all of those.
And giant turtle movie. Is that a subgenre?
So that would fall under tokusatsu, right? Because that's like a kaiju thing.
Yeah.
We know our Godzilla as well, so...
Normally it's a Gamera when you're talking about giant turtle, but this is someone else.
This is a much more adorable giant turtle. That you may or may not be in love with for the rest of your life. But I have to ask now also, I picked this because I say it's a Christmas film. So we'll walk through the plot, of course, but is this a Christmas film?
Okay.
Do you think so?
I think it's as much of a Christmas film as a Japanese movie can be. So I know they have plenty of people that, celebrate Christmas there, but it's not it hasn't really permeated the culture like it has here in the West.
Right.
But yeah, I think this is a Christmas movie, especially by the end.
So I've always thought it was, but I never really had like a strong argument.
Mm-hmm.
And just this is we can be relevant with the news right now. Macaulay Culkin recently spoke about whether Die Hard was a Christmas movie or not. That age-old question that so many people like to talk about. And he argued.
Is he an authority on this?
Well, he says he should be considered an authority because he's in Home Alone, and Home Alone is one of the penultimate Christmas films of all time. Okay. And so he said his opinion should have at least some weight to it.
Okay.
And he argued it is not a Christmas film. And this is the reason. I had never considered this before, but I was like, oh, this is like a cool point. Because I usually will just say, yeah, sure, it's a Christmas film. He said that if you take Die Hard and you change it to be set on St. Patrick's Day, it doesn't fundamentally change anything really about the film or the plot points or how it's going to play out.
Right.
If you take Home Alone and you change it to be set on Valentine's Day, you can't do the movie anymore. That has now broken Home Alone.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that argument.
It can't function without having the Christmas element.
Right. Die Hard doesn't need any kind of a holiday or anything like that.
That's inconsequential to everything.
Right. And I get that. But I also think that just a nice holiday spirit, ambiance, helps a lot.
It does. And so I say for this film, I don't think you could do it without the Christmas part being there.
Right. I agree.
It's essential. Especially like the B plot.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Christmas film? Do you have one?
Oof.
Or like one that
Can I separate this into genres?
Sure, I guess.
My favorite horror Christmas movie is Black Christmas.
Okay.
The original, obviously. My favorite Christmas movie that is a horror comedy is Gremlins.
Okay.
And my favorite Christmas movie that is I just heard a cat.
Lovely.
Well, now I'm totally derailed. There's another great Christmas movie that I'm trying to think of that I really love.
It's a straight up Christmas movie.
Oh, Christmas Story, obviously.
Oh,
another Bob Clark movie.
Sure.
Bob Clark Christmas movie. Mm-hmm. How about you?
So if we're talking in the realm of horror, it's always Gremlins for me, hands down, 100%. That I rewatch that like every year.
Dude, Gremlins rules.
In December.
It's such a great movie.
Yeah, and then for a general one, I would actually just pick this movie, to be honest. That's no surprise.
No, it's not. Not really.
Cool. All right. Well, I guess before we get into the plot, let's talk about this. We haven't talked about Mr. Sono in a while. I think even last year we didn't even cover one of his films. And that was kind of my personal rule is like at least once a year we'll do one of his movies. But I let it slide because, he's been embroiled in this scandal the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
And that's finally played out all the way, but dude's still not making movies. Mm-hmm. So I guess just to recap that for anyone that's missed or doesn't know what's going on, we're not going to do like the whole breakdown of his career.
Well, no.
If you go back in our archive, find the other episodes of his films we've covered. One of those, I know we did a super in-depth, like start to current breakdown of his career and history and everything.
Right.
So I want to talk about this instead. This started all in April 4th, 2022. The women's magazine, Shukan Josei, published allegations from two different actresses, as well as gathered rumors from within the Japanese film industry that alleged that Sono had sexually harassed and made unwanted advances toward actresses for many years. That blew up, especially it blew up on Twitter. And then he kind of got, the old canceled, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
He released his own statement, of course, about it. In his own words, he said that if he had ever done anything ever to disturb anyone and maybe had any kind of lack of consideration on how he respected other people as a filmmaker, he was sorry for that. But he denied the allegations and said he would see them in court to kind of let the truth come out, as it were.
Right.
Meanwhile, of course, as anything in the situation, you're going to get raked across the coals in social media.
Sure.
More stories came up. There was more hearsay. Sticking to the facts, though, we go ahead a little bit further. In May of 2022, he sued the publisher for damages. And then that left kind of his final film at the time was 2021's Prisoners of the Ghostland, which I have talked about on here before. I even wrote a review of it when I was doing that horror movie review writing.
Well, we did an episode on it, didn't we?
We did, didn't we? Yeah.
That's when Michael was still with us.
It was, yeah. I remember he was not so fond.
Nor was I.
Yeah, well.
I think he was less fond than I was, though.
Yeah. Well, can't win them all, right?
Right.
Which was kind of sad for me. Like, well, another thing I want to say is, I guess, like, if there were victims in this situation, you know, I hate that. He should obviously be punished for whatever deeds were done.
Yes.
But as a fan, it was super sad because this was like the height of him breaking into Hollywood finally.
Right.
And this like ramp up of a career. And then it all kind of stopped.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those subjects that's just... Because you want to believe people that come forward.
Right, 100%.
You know? But also, it's like, you can't just...
Well, there needs to be due process, too.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what happened. No one really knows what happened except for the people involved. So, yeah, it's just... Yeah.
It's hard. It's complicated. Yeah. And it went even beyond, like, him making new films, too. Like, I remember... Third Window Films, which is a British label I super love. They're heavy on Japanese cinema. They were going to be the first Blu-ray re-release of Suicide Club with like the English subs and stuff.
Classic.
Super big. It was like my hyped release of that year. And then it just vanished. And it turned out they kind of just canceled it due to all of the controversy. And, you know, that's one of those things. It's kind of what do you do? If you release it, then you draw the ire on yourself. And
Right, yeah.
Now, luckily, us living in America, there's plenty of companies that just care about profit and nothing else. So that Suicide Club Blu-ray did come out, just from a different company. And there's some other stuff. I actually didn't even know about this, despite loving him so much. But there's apparently he co-wrote, and there are rumors that he ghost-directed a movie in 2022, very late in the year, called Moshi Kashite Hyu Hyu. But it was done under a pseudonym, Takayuki Yamamoto, to obscure his involvement. It has no proper release. It's not streaming anywhere with English subs. I know it had a festival run, so I assume there must be English subtitles out there in the pirate world, but I don't know. I've not gone looking for it yet. So who knows? So anyways, let's fast forward, right?
Right.
So we come to early 2024. And this whole lawsuit thing got resolved. The outcome was that Shukan Josei agreed to delete their articles and retract all of the allegations that they made. They had no evidence. All the accusation, according to them, came from two women. And it kind of turned out it was really just from one source. And they kind of extrapolated it being two people to make it meatier. I mean, it's not my place to, I guess, judge this magazine, but they kind of have the reputation of, like, you know, it would be like an Insider or something in America, right? Like very tabloid.
National Enquirer type thing.
Yeah.
Where they just publish whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, run that. Let's go.
Yeah. And that may be the case.
That may be the case.
You know?
He also sued another actor. Let me find it real quick. Yuki Matsuzaki. This is this dude who's been like a bit actor for like 20 years, mostly in like Hollywood stuff. He is like bilingual, so he's, you know, good for both, but he really took it personal against Sono on like social media and like super kept sharing stories. He would be like, I talked to this person, they told me this story. It was like a lot of, you know, here's this story, here's this story, here's this story, mount the evidence.
Basically.
And that didn't pan out very well either. That also, I think he sued him for like some ridiculous number just to make a point, and in the end, they also couldn't corroborate any of that, and it was some smaller amount they awarded, but so in the end, all the stuff got retracted. But where do you go from here? He's kind of still in that place, right? Because if you go online on social media, you search his name, it's all this scandal stuff. If you go on like Reddit somewhere and want to discuss him, invariably it comes up, oh, he assaulted all these women. And he did a press conference after the lawsuits were resolved. I kind of clipped just part of it. Just talking about it, he said, over the past 3 years, I've become very exhausted and suffered from depression. I was even admitted to a medical hospital for a time. My wife also lived in uncertainty and anxiety. Of course, our income stopped. We actually poured all of our money into this lawsuit and are now nearly broke. And then he went on to say later, when they were asking him directly about filmmaking, he said, "Personally, I've been making very small short films on my iPhone, just as a practice and a warm-up, and to see what I can do with no budget."
Mm-hmm.
But all of the so-called commercial film plans have been wiped out since the articles ran in the magazine. When that article came out, I had 2 film plans locked to go in Hollywood, but those have been canceled. Basically, I haven't been able to make film at all. That is the reason I am holding these press conferences, is because I want to be able to make films again. Film is my life, and I am doing everything I can to keep making movies with that single-minded determination.
Interesting. So do you think that he'll be able to return to the fold at some point?
I don't know. Like, all our examples are usually like, it's people that just are so heinous they did the stuff, and so they're canceled, and that's good, right?
Right.
I don't know of many stories where it's like it went to court, the person won, and then they somehow like bounced back and kept going. Do you? I can't think of. I mean, there's people that go on despite it, right? We've got like our Woody Allen or like a Roman Polanski,
Right.
which both of them, you can kind of find a lot more guilt in their scenarios, but
Sure.
still they found funding
Yeah.
and support to make films. So I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's very tricky.
It's hard to say. But the reason I wanted to talk about it is because at this point, if you bring him up, it invariably will come up. And so I just thought we should talk about it, and just should say, as we always do, use your own discernment. If you're like, I just can't do it with his films anymore, then okay, then that's you.
Right.
Just like an extreme horror episode, skip this one, pop in next time. We'll see what we got going on.
Yep.
But end of the day, I'm very much on the, pull everything away, just talk about the film.
Mm-hmm.
And I love his films, and I love talking about them. So we shall continue.
Sure.
And so to get into Love and Peace, just to orient us a little bit, 2015 was like a really cool year in his career. It was kind of the height of him working in Japan. For that year, he released 5 theatrical features.
No.
Which included the film we're talking about today, Shinjuku Swan, which is this over-the-top Yakuza comedy that's based on a manga. It's about gangs in Kabukicho fighting over recruiting girls for red light district jobs.
Okay.
He created Tag, which was kind of his big triumphant return to Japanese horror. It had a really crazy sci-fi twist to it. And it won Fantasia's Best Film of the Year in 2015.
Heard of that one. I don't think I ever watched it.
It has a crazy opening segment where a whole school bus of Japanese schoolgirls get decapitated.
Okay.
Yeah, really
Shades
wild.
of Suicide Club.
Yeah, it kind of echoes back to that a little bit. The Virgin Psychics, which was a raunchy, over-the-top supernatural comedy based off a manga, which is very amusing to me. And The Whispering Star, which is this very art house, slow, somber sci-fi feature.
Okay.
And it won a bunch of awards in the festival circuit.
Kind of an eclectic mix.
Very wide genre mix of things. And that same year as well, kind of connected to The Virgin Psychics, he also put out a TV special that was a follow-up to the 2013 TV drama he directed, which was that source manga for The Virgin Psychics, but they adapted it initially as like a TV show.
Okay.
And kind of more true to the manga. And then the film is more of like his own interpretation of the material. So that is a busy year as a filmmaker.
That is. It's crazy.
But let's talk about Love and Peace.
Let's do it. So we kind of open. It's like a news show. It's like one of those.
It's one of those variety shows.
Yeah.
Where they have a bunch of talking heads to discuss a topic.
Right. And they're talking about the upcoming Tokyo Olympics that were going to be held in 2020.
Yep.
So I guess this movie is kind of set in the future, right?
Well, it came out in 2015, so.
But was the Olympics in 2020 that
Yeah.
they were talking about? Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's set slightly in the future. So it's science fiction too. Holy shit. Another genre.
But yeah, they're kind of debating like the logistics of the Olympics, basically.
Got the pros and cons.
Does it bring prosperity to the nation that hosts it? Does it bring conflict, violence, trouble?
Right.
People putting trash everywhere.
Yeah.
Is it good? Is it good or a bad thing?
They start talking about one particular person. that's not keeping up with what's going on, and that he's the worst man on earth.
Yeah, Ryoichi, our main character, Ryoichi Suzuki, played by Hiroki Hasegawa. And he's this very shrimpy, anxiety-riddled man.
He is very over the top.
Yes.
Everything is exaggerated. Everything is to the nth degree. Yeah, he's incredibly awkward. Just cannot really function in society.
Yeah, and the TV starts to talk about him. They're like, yeah, he doesn't have his life together. He's a loser.
Yeah, and all the other panelists were like agreeing. It's like, yes, I agree.
And they drop some backstory about him. They say, he dreamed of being a famous musician, and he wanted to make songs to connect with people. And when he started his band, they only played 3 shows, and then he quit because no one came. And he's just a loser now, and he's never going to be anything.
Yeah.
And you start to realize as it pulls back, and you see him kind of freaking out about the TV. It's kind of just...
It's in his mind.
It's in his mind, yeah.
He has some severe mental illness, basically, is what's happening here.
Yeah,
but he's also, like, under his table. Mm-hmm. Like, he's either hiding or sleeping there or something. And he gets up and he's kind of freaking out. And, I mean, he looks like a turtle.
Yeah, he's got, like, it's like the little, what they call them, like kotatsu, like the tables where they have the blanket over it and you can sit under it and be warm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's kind of got that balanced on his back like a shell.
Yeah.
Which starts our turtle motif.
Mm-hmm. And he's freaking out about this, but then we see him going to work. He's riding on a train, and I guess it's his point of view.
Okay, so this is like, as someone who spent their whole life dealing with anxiety really bad.
This has hit you hard?
This film like really hit me hard, and especially his character and what he does and goes through.
Is his point of view valid for the way you felt sometimes?
This is like one of the most accurate and honest representations I've ever seen in film of what it actually feels like.
Okay.
So it's like immediately his stomach is hurting. Which that's something I've fucked with my whole life, is if I get too stressed at all, like my stomach immediately starts hurting. Just kills me. So
because he has to do that, he has to go to a toilet because his stomach is just
before he even gets to work, he has to divert. But then he's on the train, and it feels like everyone on the train is looking at him. Everyone on the train is whispering about him. Mm-hmm. Any little thing he does, everybody notices, and they're like, "Ooh, that's weird."
Yeah. And he gets to work, and the automatic doors won't even open for him.
Yep.
It's like everyone else is passing him, calling him a moron. But there's one girl that kind of bumps into him and stops and says she's sorry. And she seems a little awkward, too.
Yeah.
And
this is Yuko Terashima, played by Kumiko Aso. And it's cute. You can tell that she's at least sympathetic to him in his situation.
She's kind of a kindred spirit, because she herself seems a little awkward.
And this workplace, they don't really make fun of her, but you can tell they don't really, like, she's not like in with the good crowd in the same way.
Yeah. So his boss is giving him a hard time.
They're just ragging on him, and they have these.
He's not doing his good work.
They have these stickers for stuff that's hazardous material they need to throw out, and they'll sneak and like slap it on his back while he's working, and Yuko kind of goes behind him and will take it off and try to look after him.
And Yuko notices that his stomach's upset, so she gives him some pills to help settle him, which comes into play later.
Mm-hmm. And same thing. Like if I'm sick and Tiffany's like, "Here, take this medicine," I'm just like, I love you.
So later, Ryuichi he's eating outside, and he notices that there's this guy out there selling turtles, little baby turtles.
Yeah, he's a real oddball guy too, because he's like so happy and grinning, and he's like,
he's very happy. And so Ryuichi comes up here, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy a turtle.
Yeah, maybe if I had a pet, that would help me."
Which he takes the turtle home, and then he's playing the guitar for the turtle, and he's wearing this Elvis-like costume. He has this red wig on, and he's telling the turtle that this is my true face. This is who I really am.
And he is like playing his guitar for the turtle, and the turtle's fucking adorable.
It's like a super cute little turtle.
And they were super good with some of the shots where they actually get him like turning his head, and it really feels like the turtle is interested in what he's doing and saying.
Right. And on TV, there's the variety show news shows on again, and the TV interview is talking to young people about what they know about World War II. Yeah, and like they don't know who bombed Japan.
Right.
This one lady says something like, "Oh, well, it can't be America. They're our friends."
Yeah, I think that's some very pointed commentary too. And eventually he bumps the remote, the channel changes, and they're talking about icebergs at one point, and about how you only see a little bit of them above the water, but they're actually massive underneath. And then he's like, "Oh, I like that analogy." And he's like, "Hey, turtle, I'm like an iceberg. I'm very small if you look at me, but underneath I'm this big, cool personality that I have all these cool things to say and do, and no one realizes how massive and awesome I really am. But I just can't bring that up and show it."
Yep.
And then they end up back on the nuclear program talk, and he's trying to think up a name for the turtle.
Yeah.
And then they mention the term Pikadon.
Yeah.
And when he first hears it, he's like, "Oh, that's like a cute name to give an animal."
Yeah.
Pikadon.
And he's not even paying attention because Pikadon is a portmanteau of it's an onomatopoeia representing the atomic bomb, Pika, flash, and dawn means boom.
Yep. A flash, then a boom.
So, yeah, that's not... It does sound cute, though. I mean, it sounds like a Pokemon type thing, you know?
And he even leans into it because he's like, "Oh, you're going to be like me, too. You're going to get big, and you'll be a kaiju. Kaiju Pikadon."
Also, there's... Pikadon is also a Hebrew word.
Oh, really?
Which also means deposit, pledge, or trust.
Oh.
Which also kind of works for the theme of the movie, I think.
Not sure if intentional or not, but that definitely is some synergy with what goes on.
Indeed. And and coincidentally, one of the guys, when she's asking about Pikadon, he says, "Is that some sort of a kaiju?"
Yeah. Which that's what gets him on. They're like, "Oh, you'll be big too." And then he just kind of shares his whole life and everything about him with Pikadon. He's like, "Here's my stomach medicine. It's my greatest treasure because Yuko gave it to me. I love Yuko. I think she's awesome.
Right.
I just don't know how to talk to her or tell her how I feel."
And the turtle's watching and paying attention and stuff. And then the Pikadon starts crawling around the board game life.
Yeah.
And Ryuichi's very happy about this because he's doing all the right things.
Yeah.
And then he draws out this plan that he has for his future, which ends with him going to the new Nippon Stadium that he just built.
Yeah, it's like little sections. It's like, I'm going to start a band.
Right.
And then after I start the band, I'm going to play a live show. And then after I play the live show, I'm going to be on TV.
Right.
And after I'm on TV, I'm going to have a 3-day concert at this place.
Yeah.
Then we're going to go on tour. Then this, then this.
Nippon Stadium. And then he's going to win the love of Yuko.
Yeah, once he accomplishes all of that, he'll be great enough and get his full potential. And then he can confess to Yuko.
And then the turtle's like walking down this little Broadway he made, mapped out on the table.
To a little plastic toy stadium at the end.
Yeah.
And he tells him, he's like, "Hey, Pikadon, you and me together. Let's stick together and we'll work toward my dream and we'll make it happy and we'll just all be happy together."
Yep. But he decides to take Pikadon with him to work.
Yeah, they're inseparable.
And this turns out to be a mistake.
Well, it's cool at first because, having the turtle kind of helps him.
Yeah, because he's talking to the turtle. It's like in his pocket. And there's this funny scene where people are giving him a hard time, and he takes the turtle out, and he's using it like a gun, like
like he's gonna zap him or something with laser eyes.
Yeah.
And then even when he gets to the front door of his office, when it doesn't want to open, he holds out Pikadon, and he's like, "Go, Pikadon!"
Yeah.
And then the door's open for him.
Right.
It's very sweet.
However, his coworkers discover that he has a little turtle, and they start calling him Turtle Man, and
making fun of him
and giving him a hard time. And as you might be able to relate to, all this attention, even though he's got his turtle, it's too much for him.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's overwhelming.
He breaks down. He's freaking out, and
well, also the trigger is interesting too because what everyone finds out is because Yuko notices it and it startles her. Not because she hates it or thinks it's weird or anything. It's just...
It startled her, yeah.
It was just...
oh, you got a turtle.
Suddenly there, and she's like, "Oh, a turtle."
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, "What? He has a turtle? What a loser."
Right. Who carries a turtle around?
And then they're all laughing at you.
And then the most horrible scene of the movie, maybe, he flushes poor Pikadon down the toilet.
He's having a panic attack.
Yeah. And he decides, I have to get rid of this source of shame. I'm just going to flush it.
If I don't do this, I'll never be able to face everyone at work.
And it's horrible, and he instantly regrets it.
Yeah, the second Pikadon vanishes down the drain, he immediately is like, "No, what have I done?"
And I think most of us can relate to this in some fashion. Even though I've never had crippling anxiety. I, of course, had enough anxiety in my past. And I think we've all sort of abandoned that person or that hobby or something we liked because people made fun of us.
For me, it was like hobbies or like projects or things I wanted to do, and I have like started it, and then everyone's like, "That's fucking dumb,"
Right.
and I'm just like, "It's over now.
Yeah.
No more, no more. I don't do this anymore."
And that's so sad. You shouldn't give up on things you love, especially if it's a cute little turtle.
Yeah.
Tell those people to fuck off.
And so sullen and sad, Ryoichi kind of sinks back into his humdrum life of being a loser.
Yep. And he's outside in the park again, walking around, and he sees this guy strumming a guitar.
Yeah.
And it's like a turtle. It's like the bottom half looks like a turtle. And yeah, the guitarist, he's like in leather. He looks kind of punkish, got long hair. But Ryuichi's trying to get to the turtle on the guitar, and the guitarist is kind of freaking out and runs off away from him.
Yeah, I think his name's like Shu or something like that. I think
so, yeah. Meanwhile, Pikadon has survived his ordeal, and he is wound up in the sewer.
Yeah, and this is where the film suddenly gets a whole lot more whimsical.
Yeah. And darker in some ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, he winds up, and it's like this underground catacomb. It's like where the Phantom of the Opera might live, right?
Yeah, except there's just a greasy bum down there.
It's just an old man named Grandpa and a bunch of toys and dolls and like real animals.
Which Grandpa is played by Toshiyuki Nishida.
And he's great.
He's amazing in this.
But all the animals and the toys can talk. It's like kind of like Toy Story. They're all sentient and they're moving around on their own volition. And Pikadon comes down in there and they're like, "Oh, look at this turtle, welcome," because it turns out these are all outcast creatures or toys.
They're all pets or toys that their kids that have owned them have thrown them away or let them loose or tossed them out.
Sad. It really triggers me.
It's so fucking sad.
Yeah.
And so Grandpa, they call him Pa.
Yeah.
Very simple. And he collects all these wayward toys and pets and gives them a home down in the sewer with him where he'll protect them and look after them.
And and they use real animals here. And they use toys, and some are like marionettes, with the strings.
And this is where you kind of some of the tokusatsu elements is like they tried to do as much practical as they could with this.
Right, and it's pretty charming.
It's fun.
It's great. The voice work is really good too.
And notably of these like vagabonds that he's gathered, the notable ones we have Maria, and she is like
She's your typical doll, little dolly,
blonde hair, very cute. She's all dingy though and dirtied up and.
She lives in the fucking sewer. What do you expect?
And then our other one, and perhaps my favorite character in the film, is Sulky, who is a little plush black cat. He's been had really rough. He's got some patches of other material on his body to fix up where he's been broken. And he's called Sulky because he is very negative and cynical about everything.
Yes. And in the version I watched, he is called Seneku.
I think it's like Solneko, which is basically like Sulky cat and... You translated it over.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a great character. Great voice work.
Yeah, he kind of does that flair where he has like the nya at the end of everything.
Yeah, kind of like Meowth in a way.
Yeah, very close.
So Grandpa's there, and it's also important to note that Grandpa is a drunkard.
Mm-hmm. He's a homeless bum, man. He's very typical.
But everyone's talking to the turtle, and they're like, "Hey, Grandpa, give him a pill so he can speak and talk to us and tell us his name.
Give him one of your special candies that you make."
Yeah, so dude's making candy.
And that's when you're kind of like, wait, what are these people really? Because he goes over to like a little lab, and he's got these jars with all these glowing little spheres in them, and then he gets a pot, and he like cooks some weird concoction. And when he opens the lid, all these little magical spheres start popping and shooting everywhere.
And it's like a bunch of glowy bouncy balls.
Yeah. And apparently, these have magical properties, and when he feeds them to the toys and the animals, they can talk.
Yep. And he gives one to Pikadon, but Pikadon does not start speaking.
Yeah.
And they're all like, well, what's going on? Why is he not talking?
And at first, they're not sure, so they're kind of like, well, maybe he's just so upset about being abandoned. And some of them are like, yeah, I didn't really want to talk at first either.
Yeah.
So they kind of just leave him be.
And later on at night, everyone's sleeping, and Pikadon starts to glow.
Yes, with a magical power. Ooh.
And Ryuichi, who has been mourning Pikadon, he's laying around crying in his apartment, but then he starts to sing.
Yeah,
and he composes this song.
He gets a melody.
Yeah, because Pikadon's kind of making noises too now, right? So it's like this kind of sound.
I like when he tries to actually sing and he's like fa 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 fa.
Yeah. But suddenly Pikadon has grown.
Yeah, he's bigger.
Much bigger. And he's now a puppet. It's a really cute puppet.
Adorable
with these big eyes. And yeah, he's singing in tune, but not really speaking. And Grandpa's like, oh crap, I made a mistake. The candy I gave him, will fulfill wishes.
It's the wish candy.
It's the wish candy.
And I love it because immediately everyone turns on him and they're like, you had a wish candy this whole time?
Yeah, you've been holding out on us? What the fuck? But Grandpa explains that wishes just never end. People are greedy and they're going to keep wishing for more and more. And the more that the wishes are granted, the bigger the wish granter will get.
Yeah. Because he says, this turtle, he really loves his owner. All he wants to do is make his owner happy. And so he's going to use that power to grant his wishes. And it's really like a poignant, like suddenly it gets serious. And he's like, you just don't understand how greedy and how terrible people can be. Yeah. Especially once they start getting what they actually want.
Right.
And whatever they get, they always want more. And it'll never stop.
Never stops. And he's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And
they also kind of mentioned, too, that it hurts Pikadon. Like, as he gets bigger, there's actually like a pain involved with it, too. And so they kind of press paw and they're like, give us all the candy. We'll just wish that we can go back to our homes. And he tells them, it's not that simple. It's not that easy. I just need all of you to put your trust in me. Mm-hmm. And if you trust me and if you stay here with me and let me look after you, by the end of the year, I will grant your wish. Mm-hmm. And you're kind of like, well, who is this guy?
Yeah, who is this guy? He's drunk.
This magical bum.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And then you're also maybe thinking, because Ryuichi's kind of a unreliable narrator because things are from his point of view.
Right.
Maybe this grandpa dude's also unreliable. Maybe he's just drunk. All these animals are talking to him, but he's just, out of his mind.
He's just laying down there with a bunch of junk.
Eating his special candy, Meanwhile, the guitarist from before sees Ryuichi.
Yeah. He's just sitting around being depressed.
And his bandmates come by. They're all in this big van. And they come by and they basically grab Ryuichi and throw him in the van.
It's funny because Shu sees him and he's like, guys, stop, man.
Yeah, this is that guy.
This is the guy I was telling you about.
He went nuts over my guitar, the turtle.
So they abduct him.
They do. They straight up kidnap this guy.
And wrap a chain around his neck.
Yeah, he's chained like a dog. And they go to this parking lot where people have gathered and they're going to play their show there.
Well, let's set it up. They're called Revolution Q. Yeah. And they're supposed to be a punk band. And they have this very black leather, chains, bikery aesthetic. Mm-hmm. So they show up, and it's a little just in a park kind of stage show.
It's very punky.
Yeah. And as they're introducing themselves, they're like, hey, we found this crazy guy to show you. Check him out. And there's a chick in the band, and she's the keyboard player, and she's kind of dragging Ryuichi around by the chain. And
she's also very hot.
Very hot, kicking him on the ground and stuff, and they're just making fun of him. And in the crowd at the back are people from the record label. Mm-hmm. Notably, there's one of the managers played by Kiyohiko Shibukawa, who has a super recognizable face. If you watched a lot of Japanese films, you've probably seen this guy before in something.
Yeah, he looks similar to other...
And then Matsui, who's kind of like one of the head executives of the company, played by Miyuki Matsuda. And it's funny because the manager's wanting to step in. He's like, this is fucking weird. They're messing up the show. And then the executive's like, well... just let it play out.
Give it a minute. Yeah.
Let's see what they're doing.
What have we got to lose?
This might be something we can, market on.
And the lead guitarist, the leader of the band, he's talking about how they used to think that the world was on top of a turtle shell.
Yeah. That was a cool story.
Yeah.
And then he's like, hey, you want to see this loser embarrass himself in front of you?
Yeah. So he hands Ryuichi his acoustic guitar, his grandpa guitar. And tells them to play for everybody.
Yeah, sing your little song about your turtle.
And Ryuichi starts strumming, and
he fucking locks in.
Yeah. And the keyboardist, she starts playing along, and the drummer and the bassist start coming in, and they're all playing together. And he has this very touching song about Pikadon, and how he inspired him, and he won't forget him.
He'll always miss him, but they'll always be the best of friends.
Yeah, and the crowd's getting into it.
It's a good song.
They get done and he freaks out and starts running away again, but the band runs after him.
Yeah, I love it because he runs off and then the band looks to each other and they just have this look of what just happened?
Yeah, let's grab this guy.
And immediately the executive, she's like, hey, I want him. Get him. Go get him for me.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Pikadon, he seems happy for Ryuichi. Mm-hmm. but his coworkers are still tormenting him, calling him Turtle Man.
Yeah, I love it when it cuts and he's at his desk and he's just covered in the hazardous waste.
Yeah,
stickers.
like he won't even take them off. He's just giving up. And he's like seeing that vendor on the street again who sold him Pikadon to begin with. And
That's
he's asking,
so sad, too.
Asking for forgiveness.
He's like, please forgive me.
Yeah.
He's like, oh. So he comes back from lunch, and when he comes back, the office is in a stir. Everyone's kind of whispering and like eyeing him.
Yeah.
But it's actually, they're really doing that this time because there's a guest to visit him.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's brought into his boss's office, little like table chair thing. And they're like, hey, someone really important is here to see you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Matsui. And she's just like, from the moment I saw you, I knew we have to have you on our label.
Yep.
Walk with me, talk with me.
Yep. And so she takes him to the office, and Revolution Q is there, and they're welcoming him. And he sings a song called Love and Peace.
Well, it's Pikadon to him, and then they're like,
They change it.
Your lyrics are cool, but we think it would be better if it said love and peace
instead
of Pikadon. Because we don't really want like a heavy anti-war song.
Right.
We want like
something kind of sappy and saccharine.
Marketable.
That can be, yeah.
The old...
Even though they're a crazy punk wannabe band,
The old executive finesse. Because now they're seeing a potential in something, and they're ready to pivot.
Yep.
And she basically says like, hey, we're going to sign you. We're going to make you a star. If you can make more songs like this song, you'll be golden.
And they rename him Wild Ryu.
Yeah. Wild Ryu.
Which made me think of Wild Zero. Remember that
That's
one?
That's also a very punky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's told to quit his job and start thinking about his image.
Yeah, his direct manager, the dude that Shibakawa plays, he's just like, hey, let me talk to you for a minute.
Yeah, there's a lot of unnamed characters in this movie.
Yeah, he's just manager. That's all they ever call him.
Yeah.
But he's like, you're going to be so busy being a star that you just need to quit your job. Mm-hmm. And also, if you're going to be this like punker guy, we can't have you with like a day job at an office. That's not cool either.
But he also tells him eventually you're going to leave Revolution Q because it's going to boost your popularity.
Yeah, he's like, my plan for you is we're going to get Revolution Q as big as they can go, and then you're going to announce that you're quitting to go solo.
Yeah.
And that's just going to skyrocket you.
And Ryuichi is overwhelmed, and he's like, I need to go home and think about it. And he's like, there's no need. And he pulls his curtain, and it's like they have replicated his apartment at the end of this big, huge room. It's not actually his apartment. It's a replica.
Yeah, they went and took photos of his apartment somehow and then bought shit to replicate it.
Yeah.
And they're like, we got your guitars here. We got everything you want. You can work on songs. You can do whatever. This is your home now. Mm-hmm. But you still have your old apartment, and we'll keep paying for it if you ever feel like going back there.
Yep.
And then he's like, I'm going to put your phone on this table here by this bay window that looks out over the water. And he's like, why are you doing that? And he's like, you'll see in the morning. Don't worry about it. So he kind of very reluctantly goes to bed. And it's funny because he just lets himself stay in his little replica room. Mm-hmm. He doesn't even use the rest of this apartment.
Right.
But he wakes up in the morning. He's overslept. And his phone's ringing. And he rushes to go and grab the phone and pick it up. And it's his boss. And his boss is like, where the hell are you? You're late. I can't believe you've done this to us. He's just bawling him out. Mm. And at first he's starting to apologize. And then he looks. And where they've left the phone, it's in that bay window. And he sees the sun reflecting off the water. And it's so beautiful and serene. And then he's just like, I quit. Mm-hmm. I'm out. I'm going to be a musician.
Yep.
Deuces.
And he does go back to work though at one point because he wants to invite Yuko to his show.
Well, he jumps them when they're leaving the office for the day.
Right, that's right. And he's looking a little cooler now. He's not the schlubby, hair in his face, awkward, sweaty kind of guy. He's a little bit more cleaned up.
He's got a clean haircut. He's got nice clothes on.
Yep. But all of his coworkers are still kind of laughing at him. But then they all do show up at the show. And at the end, they're like, oh, that was so cool. Oh, you're great.
And it's funny, too, because he gives them all the tickets, but then he makes sure to hand give one to Yuko, and he's like, it would really mean a lot to me if you came to my show.
Yeah.
And then she's kind of like, whoa, okay.
And they're kind of getting together,
kind
of hitting it off.
They're starting to vibe. The vibes are vibing.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, the toys and animals are dancing to the song Love and Peace.
Yeah, they've got the radio on. Mm-hmm. They're having a good time.
Because one of the toys is like a robot, and he's got like a
radio,
AM, FM radio in his chest. And Grandpa shows up, and he's like, he kind of reinforces the idea that at the end of the year, they're going to be leaving.
And he kind of explains to the toys, he's like, I think that's the song that Turtle's owner made. And that's why the Turtle's so happy, because his owner is doing good now.
Yep. And they all start singing the song and stuff. And later that night, they're all sleeping, but the cat, what's his name again?
Sulky.
He wakes up and he sees the turtle going down a raft.
Yeah.
Down the sewer, leaving.
And he's like, whoa, what's he doing?
I'm just going to let him go.
And then we cut back to Rio. He's in his swank apartment.
Wild Rio.
And he's embraced the full apartment now. He's in the whole space.
Yeah.
And actually, little aside piece here. I've seen this apartment in other Japanese media.
Oh, it's like the pool.
Yeah, it's kind of like the pool. I'll put that in the show notes and we'll say no more. But it's a real location. It's a real apartment. I guess they use it a lot for like film and TV and stuff. Where I first saw it was in Kiyoshi Kurosawa's Penance, which was a TV miniseries that he made of several chapters. And one of the chapters, it's this chick and her husband, and they get married and move into a place together, and it's this apartment.
Oh.
And it's wild because in that the Penance thing, and I think it came out near the same time. Like it's furnished exactly the same as it is in this film.
Huh.
And it has the same, like a bay window comes out to that balcony over the water.
Yeah.
It's wild. And I know I've seen it somewhere else too. I think in a tokusatsu series. Probably a Kamen Rider show. I just can't place which one. But I think it's funny because it has such a distinct look that once you've seen it once, you'll always notice it again.
Right.
It's so unique and interesting.
That's funny.
But yeah, Rio's suffering because he's trying to make a new song and he's got writer's block.
Yep. You can't write nothing.
He's like, I'm not inspired. I'm a hack. I can't do this. Mm-hmm. I'm totally relating to him at this point.
And he's like on the phone with someone at some point, and he notices that there's like mud tracks in the house.
And water dripped everywhere.
And he's looking around, and he finds that Pikadon has returned. And, of course, he's overjoyed. And he's like, oh, you're so big. What happened? But Pikadon starts kind of like humming a tune, and Rio starts like writing it down.
He's like, oh, you want to help me? You want to...
Yeah. And then he's like, what about the lyrics? And Pikadon starts knocking over books, and all the letters that are exposed become the lyrics to the song.
And it's a very sweet song about what good friends they are. And that's the part that I love.
Yep. And he's asking Pika to forgive him.
Yeah, he's very apologetic.
But then someone's ringing the bell. And immediately, though, he gets awkward and weird about Pikadon and hides him. When he should be like, yeah, this is my turtle.
I mean, I guess the size is like already an issue.
Yeah, I might throw him out because he's not super big. I mean, he's big. He's like a big Galapagos type turtle. Yeah. One of those.
Still in the realm of possible, but
right.
It's stretching it to be in Tokyo.
Yeah, exactly. Being a very odd pet to have.
He answers the door after he's hidden him, and it's Yuko, and she came to see him.
And she discovers Pikadon, and he's trying to pass him off as like a toy. But she knows better. She sees through it. And she tells him that he doesn't have to be ashamed.
And she's like, I don't care about she's like, I think the turtle's cute. Yeah. I like the turtle.
Yeah, what's wrong? But he throws her out, and during the kerfuffle, Pikadon leaves.
Yeah, he's like, oh, something's happening. I better give him some time.
Yeah.
So what do you think happened here? Like, what goes wrong? Like, why does he act this way?
Well, I mean, I guess partially it is like, oh, this is a very large turtle, and it would be kind of hard to explain. But also, I think it's still just that residual anxiety. Like, he can't... It's probably partially guilt, because he got rid of Pikadon to begin with. And then he's also thinking, oh, what are people going to think?
Also think imposter syndrome, too. Like, if someone found out the turtle's been the one that's giving him the songs... Yeah. Suddenly, he's not important. It's just the turtle.
The turtle's the magical one.
Right, not him.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. I've lived this, man, okay?
So, later, Rio is playing a show, and Yuko's in the audience.
Oh, and this is where we get a great cross-film reference for his movies. One of the cuts of his show, he's doing the legendary toothbrush commercial from Why Don't You Play in Hell?
Ah, okay.
Except it's like a sped-up punk version of it.
Right, okay.
That was a hilarious reference.
So he begins to play this new song, much to the chagrin of his band, who
Yeah.
who don't know this. They don't know what's going on.
Well, it's the end of their set.
Yeah.
And everyone's cheering, and he's like, "You guys are feeling it tonight. I'm gonna play you my new song. Hold on." And he gets the old acoustic out.
Yeah, and everyone else is like, "What?"
And they even look to the manager, and they're like, "Dude, what the fuck?" And he's like, "Oh,
Yeah, let it go.
let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go."
And of course, it's a smash hit.
Everyone loves it.
Yep.
It's so charming.
And he's getting more popular, and he kind of turns away Yuko here.
Yeah. Because she approaches him, and she's like, "Hey, do you want to finally talk now? Let's talk about the turtle."
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Nah."
Nope, too busy. I got things to do.
Revolution Q kind of starts to turn on him because they're like, "Dude, what the fuck? That's like a love song and a ballad.
Yeah.
We're punkers, man. Come on."
You didn't tell us about this. We're sitting there looking like idiots.
And this is where we get the old, as you rise,
Yeah.
you start getting that power.
The same old. I mean, it's a cliche for a reason.
It
It's happened to
corrupts.
so many bands.
And he just smacks him down, and he's like, "Hey, you wouldn't even be here right now if I hadn't come into the picture,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
buckle up for the ride."
Yeah, let's get in line. Meanwhile, there's a funny scene where Grandpa is drunk
Yeah.
and he's out in the streets and he's trying to get people to not buy the cheap toys on sale by people that are dressed as Santa Claus.
Yeah, I love it because he's prancing around in front of him, and he keeps repeating them, going, "Bargain, bargain, bargain."
And he's saying that, you're going to get these toys and your kids are going to abandon them immediately. Just don't.
So you're still wondering, what's Pa's deal, man?
Yeah, what's going on here? And Ryu is still having trouble writing again. And he's like peering out the window and he asks for the next song from Pikadon.
He's like, "Pikadon, I need you to come back to me and bring me the next song."
Meanwhile, Pikadon has returned back to Grandpa and the others, and he's gotten even bigger.
Yeah, and now they're starting to talk about the logistics, and they're like, "Hey, he's going to get so big that we can't keep him down here anymore." And Pa's solution is like, "Well, we just need to keep him away from his owner for now, because if they keep linking up, they're going to make more wishes, and that's the problem." So he installs this like gate system so that Pikadon can't leave.
Right.
And Pikadon's sad.
He's very sad.
He wants to go back to Rio.
And meanwhile, there's like this news broadcasts of like people talking about seeing a giant turtle
Yeah.
in the city. Yuko is calling Rio, asking why he's avoiding her.
He's ignoring her.
Yeah. And
There's even a part where he's having like a house party and they have all these sexy chicks over.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, this lady Yuko's here to see you." And he's like,
Yeah, whatever. Don't let her in.
"Tell her I'm not home."
Yeah. And she even calls him out, says, "You're ashamed of the turtle," and he says that he couldn't care less about the turtle.
And then you're like, "Oh."
Yeah, it's awful.
He ramps up bigger and bigger,
Getting douchier and douchier.
douchier and douchier. He has another big show on TV where they debut that new song. And when they finish it, he drops the bomb and he's like, "I quit Revolution Q. We're disbanding.
Yeah.
I'm going solo."
And the band's completely different by this point anyway. Like all the
Yeah.
band members look completely different. They got a choir singing behind them.
They're in suits. They have like slicked back hair.
It's the inevitable sellout of any,
Just fucking Green Day all over again.
Wait, when was Green Day not a sellout?
I'm going to say everything before American Idiot.
Okay. All right.
Come at me, Billy Joel. What's up? What's good?
I'm not the biggest Green Day fan, but yeah.
Dookie? I'll jam that all day.
Dookie's okay. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so
Back to this sellout.
yep. Yeah, he drops a bomb, says, "Hey, I'm leaving Revolution Q."
They flip the fuck out on him backstage. The manager's like, "No, hey, it's his call and I support him. You guys fucked up."
Yeah. And he's like slapping the bandmates around and they're falling to the ground and all this shit. It's bad.
And they're very heartbroken because this was their big chance to, be a band, get famous, be stars. And then Rio's kind of like, "You know what? I'll throw you guys a bone. You can be my backing band."
Yeah. I'm going to back up, man. Yeah. And they're like, okay.
I mean, what you gonna do at that point?
Yeah. Meanwhile, the toys and animals are getting Grandpa even drunker
Yeah.
because they plan on letting Pika out.
Yep. They want to help him.
The doll Maria, the toy robot PC-300 that has the radio, and Sulky Cat go with him.
Yep. They make a giant box.
Take a big box. And they're walking. They're like riding on top of Pika while he's like a big tank basically covered up in this box.
Their best Metal Gear stealth section.
But people are seeing this big box going down the street, and some of them are pulling it off, and they see Maria and PC and the others, and they're kind of left behind, and it's just Sulky Cat and Pikadon.
Yeah, things get crazy, and so they make this thing where he's like, "All right, PC, you take Maria back to the sewers. I'll go with Pikadon and make sure he gets to his owner, and then I'll come back because I'm more independent and know my way around."
Right.
So we split the party, which you're never supposed to split the
Don't
party.
split the party. Yeah.
And I do want to say, before we get to their split, while they're riding on Pikadon, we do get Maria's full backstory.
That's true.
About how she sees the store that she was originally in the window, and how her owner came in with her mother, and her mother bought her for Christmas, and she loved her so much, and they were best friends, but then one day they just kind of abandoned her somewhere.
It's very sad.
Very sad. And it makes you think about like all your toys and shit.
Right. Man. It's like Toy Story. It makes you feel bad for the way you treat your toys.
So we'll start with PC and Maria. I think that part's easier to get through.
Okay.
So they're making their way back. They get near that doll shop again. And Maria's like, "No, I'm not going back. I'm going to stay here and I'm going to find my owner.
Yep.
And we're going to be reunited like we should be. Because that's my wish." And PC tries to stop her, tries to negotiate. And he's finally just like, "Oh, I can't force you."
Okay, do your own thing.
And he goes back by himself. Meanwhile, Pikadon and Sulky make it to the concert hall. And we're now after the show. They're having a big press conference to hype up Wild Rio going solo. And so they get him in front of the cameras, and he's kind of doing this whole BS thing about like why he needs to go solo and how he's going to go so much bigger and better and all this other stuff. And then in the corner in the shadows, Pikadon and Sulky are watching him. And Sulky's like, "Oh, this is a mess. You don't need to go in there." And then Pikadon just starts going, and he's like, "Oh, all right, fine."
And people are like partying for Pikadon and like screaming at him. And
I love the one part where it's like they've parted, and then one dude steps in front of him and is like, "Ah!" Like you think he's going to get trampled or something.
And Rio's like, "Oh, everyone stop. I have telepathic powers."
This is not his best plan, but he's like, "Yeah, I got telepathic powers. My next song is going to be about conservation and how we need to protect the animals of the earth.
Like this giant turtle.
Like this giant turtle that I have befriended, and we have this telepathic bond. And, you know, we're a team, me and the turtle, we're best friends. The turtle is love, and I am peace. And now I'm going to telepathically tell Love my next song, and he will hum it for you." So he's like, "All right, do the song."
Which he does.
And everyone is like, "Oh my God." And then he's like, yes, I love my turtle. He's my best friend. Take pictures of us together. And in his mind, he's like, "Oh, I've solved the equation now. You know, everyone will accept the turtle because it's part of my musical story. And we can just be together and not have to hide or anything."
However, that does not happen.
That does not happen.
Because the turtle is taken away by the authorities.
Because it's a giant freaking turtle.
Yeah. Right.
And they're like, "We have to study this."
I mean, the Japanese know where this leads, you know.
They already know what's coming later in the film.
We've seen Gamera. And yeah, like it's really sad because then Pikadon's getting like experimented on and stuff.
So this starts, I think any kind of drama like this has to have this, which is like the all is lost moment.
Yeah.
Where you hit that lowest point where everything is the worst that it can be.
Yeah.
And it's curious because in this film, they have a unique piece of music they play during this whole segment. And it's actually the theme song from Noriko's Dinner Table.
Oh, okay.
A prior Sono film. That's pretty fucking intense.
Yeah.
And so it's funny because me as someone who loves all his films and obsessively watches them, that cue started. And immediately I had this like emotion come over me of just sadness, like greater than what was being depicted. And it was because of that song being used again.
Wow. Okay.
So that's one of those neat, like when you're really in something, how just a music cue can hit you.
Interesting.
But yeah, a bunch of bad shit all happens at once. Rio gets separated from Pikadon. Pikadon gets taken to a lab and they're trying to experiment on him and test him and he doesn't like it.
And Rio is trying to get to him, but the authorities won't let him.
And his manager's just like, "Bro, you need the turtle shit's lame. Forget about the turtle. You need to make me more songs." And he's like, "But I need the turtle."
Yeah.
And he's even trying to bargain with them where he's like, "Once a week you have to let me come and commune with the turtle." And they're like, "Yeah, no."
Yeah.
Because the scientists, they're planning to eventually just kill and dissect him.
Yeah, they're just going to vivisect the damn thing.
Meanwhile, Sulky makes it back to the sewer. They find out that Maria never came back. Everyone's sad about it. PC kind of tries to blame himself, and Sulky's like, I mean, she made her choice. I guess she'll just have to live with it. Mm-hmm. Maria, worst of all, she's hanging out and by that store kind of waiting, and she sees her owner.
Yeah.
And she sees them go in the doll shop and buy a brand new doll.
The brand new pretty doll, and she's all sitting there disheveled and forgotten. It is kind of funny how no one notices these dolls walking and talking, but whatever. It's fine. It's fine.
And it kind of breaks her. She just gives up.
Yeah.
Just kind of just drops.
Can't blame her.
Rio keeps ignoring Yuko, wants nothing to do with her now. There's this really sad scene during this segment where she's at a dress shop and she's trying to buy this really nice dress.
Yeah.
Because now they've announced his solo concert at Nippon Stadium. And she's like, okay,
he always wanted.
She's like, I'm going to go to the concert in this dress and like really wow him, and maybe that'll fix it.
But she sees him through the window with some other women, and then she's just like, fuck it.
It's like a supermodel lady, basically, and she's wearing almost the same dress.
Yeah.
And then Yuko is just kind of like, I can't compete with that.
Right.
So it's just bad times all around. And then also, in the sewer with the toys, they've all reached the point where they're kind of like, Pa, we think you're lying to us because you've still not granted our wish, and now Maria's gone, the turtle's gone.
And Grandpa's decorating for Christmas, and he's in a Santa suit.
Yeah.
And he's got the fake beard and everything. And yeah, everything's very dour. But then when Grandpa goes away for a minute, all the other animals were like, hey, let's just...
Well, it's Sulky that starts it.
Yeah, Sulky starts it.
Because he's like, what's wrong with you guys? Yeah. Everything that Pa's done for us, and you're... giving him a hard time.
We're making him sad. When he comes back, let's all be happy and let's have one last Christmas together and stuff like that.
So he returns, and then they've decorated the whole sewer area, and they're like, "Oh, Pa, Merry Christmas, yay!"
And he's happy, and then he decides he's going to give them all a special drink.
He says, "Let me make you up one of my special drinks with my candies,
Yeah.
and we'll celebrate Christmas together."
This is like the saddest scene.
So when you see this the first time and you don't really know where the film's going or what's going to happen,
right?
It's
awful because they all drink it, and then there's kind of this cutaway, and then it's just Grandpa kind of sitting there sad, and all the toys and animals are just still.
They're collapsed.
Yeah.
You don't know if they're dead. You don't know.
And you're like, what the fuck? It's just Jim Jones, all the animals and stuff. What the hell?
And there's a weird scene too, like as they're partying with the drinks. One of them is like, "Look, Pa, a reindeer." And there's just randomly a real life reindeer that has come into the sewer. And they're like, "That's funny."
Yeah.
And then they just drop.
Yep.
And then, even though there's no one left to talk to, he tells them that he is going to grant their wish and to not worry about the turtle and Maria, and that he's going to take care of them too. And so now you're like, oh no, is he going to go kill them?
Seriously. But he goes out and he finds Maria.
And this is where you're like, what the fuck is this movie doing? Because when when he's in the sewer, it's like a Santa costume, and he has like a beard that's loose and hanging off him. Obviously fake. When he goes out of the sewer, he's fucking Santa Claus.
Yeah, it's a real beard. The suit looks good.
Perfect, pristine condition.
Yep. And he finds Maria and gives her the drink.
She's in an alley. She's in the trash. He picks her up. He's like, "Oh, poor Maria. I hate that this happened to you." And he kind of cleans her up a little bit and then gives her the drink. And then she stops living as well.
Yeah, right. But then we cut back to the sewer where they all live, and turns out that they're all the animals are now puppies and kittens. They're all babies again.
Which was a plot point earlier, because I forget which dog it was. They give their names too. The only one I remember is the cat named Tama, because I like that name.
Right.
But one of the points when they were complaining, the dog is like, "Well, I'm not a puppy anymore. No one will care about me.
No one's going to take me. I'm not a puppy. I'm old." Yeah, so all the toys are now pristine and in their boxes and stuff like that. And he's got a sleigh, and the reindeer is hooked up to this sleigh. And you finally understand that, he is fucking Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And two, he's going to take all the toys and all the animals off so that they'll be adopted and bought.
Yeah.
And
he's going to take them and deliver them to needy kids that don't have toys for Christmas.
Even Sulky Cat's like in a box and all.
And he's all cleaned up and has no patches anymore.
Yeah.
And it's funny too, because right as he's about to take off in the sleigh, somehow Sulky gets out one final little ding at him, and he's like, "Oh, you're doing all this, but we'll just be back here again in a year."
Yeah.
And then Santa just kind of laughs. He's like, that's Sulky Cat.
Meanwhile, Ryo's about to have his big concert in Nippon Stadium.
Yeah, this is it.
That's all we always wanted.
It's his big wish. Everyone's going to see how big he is. And meanwhile, at the science lab...
Grandpa's wandered in there.
Yeah.
And no one seems to notice that he's in there. No one sees him but Pikadon.
Mm-hmm.
And Pikadon's like, okay,
Well,
your master has even bigger dreams now, and he gives him another candy.
Yeah, he says, your master has really big dreams. You're going to get even bigger. I can't do anything about that, but just know everything is going to be okay. And I think it's finally time for me to give you a candy so you can talk. And when you see your master again, you need to tell him what you need to tell him.
Right. Yep. But no one sees this. No one sees...
I like that he addresses it, too, because he's like, oh, the scientists, don't worry about them. Since they believe in science, they can't see me.
Yeah, because he's Santa Claus.
Yeah, I love that. I think that is so charming.
I do, too. So Ryu's giving this big show. Yuko's in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the scientists has, like... a pill packet that looks exactly like the one that Yuko gave Ryuichi earlier.
Yeah.
And Pikadon sees this and zeroes in on it and just starts going ape shit.
Yeah.
Because he's thinking about his master and how his master told him that was so important.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because the scientist takes the pill out and pops it
Yes.
the whole time staring at Pikadon like, what?
And then after he swallows it, he stops and Pikadon's just like, oh.
But then he starts glowing and growing and getting even bigger and breaks his bonds.
And not a moment too soon because they were breaking out the fucking saw to like burst his shell.
But then he's crashing through the building, much like Tsukadoji in the movie.
Yeah.
Except there's not as many penises in this one.
And not so many people being reduced to like
right,
puddles of whatever.
And being absorbed into Pikadon. So now he's like kaiju size. He's Gamera size now. And he's wandering through the city trying to get to Rio.
He hears in the distance the music from Nippon Stadium.
Yeah.
And
we also get a cool, because the camera kind of pans out and we see that the stage is like a big turtle.
Yeah.
That the band's playing in.
And I like it because the turtle head kind of curves up and it's got steps. And that's like where he goes to get like featured and really like up above the crowd.
What's it called? Aura farming?
Yeah, he's aura farming. God damn. I know we never talked about that, but one day I'm going to tell that story on here when it's relevant.
Totally. So, like, Pika's accidentally smashing all these buildings and stuff, but incidentally we get, like, an announcer on the news talking about how there's no casualties.
It's so fucking funny.
So it's okay. It's okay, everybody.
They're like, a giant turtle is rampaging through Tokyo, but it's okay because he's so slow and so
people
soft
are able to move
that everyone's been able to evacuate before he harms anyone, but it has caused a lot of property damage.
Yeah.
And it's the music, the Love and Peace is playing, and then Pikadon's just marching through the city.
Yeah.
He'll hit cars that are parked on the street, and they just fucking explode and go flying. And the whole time, the turtle's just like, wow.
And then Pika, like, sees himself on the big, huge game board.
Yeah.
Like Ryuichi had set up in his apartment.
And it's like, oh, this is the moment. This is what he told me about.
And that's a really cute scene, too, because he's walking around, and, like, all the cars become those little cars from life.
The people are the little pegs. And it's funny because you see one where it's like two people in a car. It stops, the pegs hop out and bounce away, and then he hits the car, and the car explodes.
That's great. So Pika finally gets the stadium.
We do get some action here, too, though, because the Japanese self-defense force mobilizes.
True, yeah, they're like firing tanks at him and shit, shells, but it's just bouncing off of his shell.
He's so powerful, it doesn't even faze him.
Yeah.
And he walks like through a fucking building and levels it, but then his path is clear to the stadium.
And he's like hulked up over the side of the stadium looking in. And
it brings Rio to a halt. He's stunned.
Yep.
Everyone else is like, look, it's the turtle Love that Rio talked about.
He's huge.
And then they're like, we love you, Love. You're so cool. And then Pikadon finally talks. Mm-hmm. And has the most fucking adorable voice ever.
Yeah. And he says exactly what Ryuichi told him earlier. Mm-hmm. He's just repeating everything about him being an iceberg.
I'm an iceberg. I'm bigger underneath, but no one can see it. And I love Yuko Terashima. And one day when I'm big enough and worthy of having her, I'm going to confess my love to her.
And this makes Ryu just like freak out. The fact that Pikadon has just expelled all this upon the crowd.
All his most vulnerable secrets have been revealed. And he fucking breaks down and just runs off the stage.
And meanwhile, Pikadon starts glowing again and then like disappears up into the sky.
Which upsets him even further because now he thinks Pikadon is dead and died to deliver this final message.
Yep.
And it's almost instant, dude. He pulls the wig. He has this big, like, blonde wig on.
Yeah.
And he just pulls it off and tosses it. And he's just like, God, what have I become?
Yeah. And he sees Yuka in the audience and he just kind of freaks out and runs off.
Well, it's funny because she's, like, behind a barrier. And then the manager notices her and he's like, hey, get out here and talk to him.
Yeah,
And
that's
maybe
the girl, yeah.
calm him down or something. Jeez.
Nope. He wanders off.
It just upsets him more and he runs away crying.
Yep.
And we get this cool, like, it's kind of jazzy. This like song that plays.
Yeah, it's this kind of jazzy ballad that's playing.
And it's very sad, and we just get Rio running through the streets, crying in the snow, and
he winds up going back to his old apartment. And
he's back where we found him. He's under the table, looking like a turtle, trying to hide from the world. But there's a little bit of that golden magic left, and it drifts into his windowsill.
Yep.
And forms back into the little initial baby Pikadon.
Little baby Pikadon. And yeah.
He's like, oh my God, can it be? Is it you? And then he kind of gives him that same little like tilted head look again. And he's like, Pikadon, after everything that we did together, you came back to me.
And they're reunited. And then the movie ends with Yuka showing up at the apartment.
Yeah, she shows up in like the hall just outside his door, ready to come in and confront him.
Yep.
And we kind of smash into the credits.
The end.
The end.
Well, I couldn't find a whole lot about this movie, but I bet you've got more notes.
Well, I gave a lot already. I have a few other scant things. Its opening weekend, it got 13.4 million at the Japanese box office. It was generally pretty well received. Some people were a little put off because they were like, "Whoa, this is," you're thinking of like a Suicide Club kind of thing.
Yeah,
and then
he's done so many different types of movies.
This is decidedly in the realm of like a family film, almost even. So
Yeah.
I would argue it gets a little darker than some family films, but I've got some commentary about it.
Sure.
Peter de Bruges of Variety, after a screening at a festival, said, if you can only see one of the many new Sion Sono movies this year, and you potentially have up to as many as 6 to choose from, you should make it Love and Peace. The wonderfully daffy passion project it reportedly took the appallingly prolific Helmer more than 2 decades to finally make. Love and Peace is endearing in its own scrappily uneven way, but he would do well to slow down in the future, lest he end up being labeled as the country's next Takashi Miike.
Well, sadly, he was forced to slow down, huh?
Yeah, they fixed that problem for him.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the ending? A lot of people, when I go at like reviews from other people, a lot of kind of get hung up on that ending. That it's kind of an awkward or weird spot. I wondered what you thought.
I like that he's reunited with Pikadon.
Mm-hmm. That's the most important part, I think.
Right. And obviously there's the chance to be with Yuko. I think that's going to happen. I like the ending. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I don't need that moment of them like kissing and
right. No, we don't need to see that
because finally both of their feelings have been laid bare.
We know it's going to happen,
and now they can talk.
Yeah,
actually talk to one another as a person.
And he certainly doesn't need to be Wild Ryu at the end. He doesn't need to have all that fame and fortune
because she loved him before all that.
Right. He needs to be who he really is, and keep the cute little turtle and not be ashamed of him,
and just the three of them and be happy.
Right.
Yeah. I really have no more notes. There's actually just not a lot out there about the production of this.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, you picked this, so I'll go first.
Yeah, what'd you think?
And I've seen it before, and I enjoyed it then. I enjoy it now. I do think that one reviewer, he mentioned it being uneven. I do think it's uneven.
For sure.
I think it's a bit long.
I think most people say all his films are uneven, but,
yeah,
whatever. 4 hours, I can do it.
It starts to overstay its welcome a bit for me. I think it could have been trimmed down a little bit. But mostly I really like it. It's funny. It's mostly pretty quick paced. I love all the toys and animals and stuff. I'm a sucker for that shit.
Which the whole kaiju segment at the end is just like so fucking fun.
Yeah.
If you dig that kind of stuff.
I love Sulky Cat. I kind of think Sulky Cat needs his own movie.
Spinoff.
Yeah. I love that Santa Claus shows up.
I like that it's like an original story of Santa.
Yeah.
Like a different take on it.
Right. And I do like what it has to say about that sort of, that awkwardness, that obsessive personality, the thing that if someone makes fun of you about something, you just want to divorce yourself of it completely, and how that you're betraying yourself.
You are, yeah. Which is something I had to learn kind of the hard way.
Right. And it's sad and it's horrible. And I think seeing it portrayed this way with the cute little turtle makes you think, oh, fuck, I'm not going to give up on anything I actually really like because of what people say.
Right.
You know, fuck them. Fuck those people.
Hell yeah.
Even if you suck, it's okay. Just keep on sucking, you know?
Do you?
Yeah. I've been reading articles lately about how apparently to younger people, hobbies are cringe now.
Oh, yeah. To be really excited about something.
Right.
I've seen that before, yeah.
It's like, oh, why would you... It's like you're just supposed to be cynical and just sit there and consume all this fucking shit on TikTok. You're not supposed to have any hobbies.
Right, yeah.
Or if you have a hobby, you have to take it to this fucking extreme.
It has to be a grift where you're making money.
Right.
Yeah,
it can't be just an honest, I enjoy this hobby. I don't care what you think. And that's sad.
And that's why today we're sponsored by AdamandEve.com. AdamandEve.com.
Use code genre exposure for 20% off Adam and Eve today.
Don't do that. It will not work.
But yeah, and that's bullshit. I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that people's hobbies are being ridiculed and they feel like they have to abandon them and they shouldn't have them.
Yeah, it's kind of off topic, but I feel that in like beyond movies, our other big thing we both care about is role-playing games. I feel like that is super infected with that now. Like,
yeah,
if you talk to people and it's like, well, you're not doing like a live stream game. You're not doing like an actual play.
If you're not taking it to the nth degree or being the best at it, then why bother? Why would you want to do it?
Well, I'm a paid game master.
Right. It's like, no, it's a hobby I enjoy. I like hanging out with my friend. I like being creative. You know? And you should never be ashamed of it. Just like Ryuichi should never have been ashamed of Pikadon.
Right.
So yeah, it gets me in the feels. Whenever you involve talking animals and animated toys.
Always, right?
I'm a sucker for that shit. So I do enjoy the movie. I like basically what it has to say about be true to yourself. Don't worry about what other people think so much. I think it's a good message. It is a Christmas movie. I give it 3.5 stars.
Solid. That was more than I thought you were going to give it.
Really?
Yeah, I've pegged you for a 3. Yeah.
Sulky Cat brings it over the 3 by himself.
For sure. I love this film. I think it's so much fun. I don't normally like this kind of film. This is one like, I mean, I would watch like a general Christmas movie in passing, but they're not ones that I'm like, oh, I must watch these and seek them out.
Right.
I deeply appreciate the way they depict Rio and his anxiety in this film. I set it up at the start, but as someone that's dealt with that my whole life, it just feels very honest and very personal and vulnerable. Especially the whole like stress and how that influences like stomach issues. That's my number one thing in life. If I get super stressed, I immediately get sick to my stomach. Never fails.
It's awful.
And I like that they don't really shy away from like the reality of the story, even though we do get all this fantastical stuff with talking toys and Santa Claus and magic wish granting candy. But like they really hit you with like the heavy stuff, like his whole arc of becoming a superstar. And it's all those classic tropes of you're this well-meaning idealist that just wants to do something good. And then you rise up, and as you get that power, it corrupts you, and you change who you are. You become more negative. You become self-destructive.
Other people pervert it for their own ends. Record companies and shit.
And then fucking love Sulky. He's like the MVP of the film.
Yeah,
I love him. I love his subplot. I love just this idea that you have this little cat plushie, and he's super jaded and just done with everything. Maria's subplot, I think that's really touching as well. Just she has such a like bright energy and just so like hopeful that her owner will want her back, and could never consider that she actually was thrown away, and then having to deal with that realization that like I am just a toy. I was replaceable.
It's very Toy Story 2. When did
it
that
is.
come out?
I think Toy Story 2 came out earlier,
that
right?
Came out in 99.
Much earlier.
Jesus Christ.
But I like it. I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, damn, man, this really has like something to say about toys and our ownership of them and how we treat them and how eventually a lot of people kind of just discard them and forget about them. And I think it's interesting because they keep making Toy Story films. And I feel like kind of after the first 2, maybe the third one, but otherwise they really haven't had much to say about toys.
Yeah, they really should have stopped the third one. The third one was the perfect ending.
There's no like message or big point anymore at this point, and it's very shallow. And then this film just hits you so hard with like, damn, man.
Yeah.
Really makes you think about it.
He's coughing.
I'm dying.
He's dying.
I need that wish candy.
You grant me wishes and grow larger. We be Kaiju Dustin.
Kaiju Dustin. And then I think the bond between Rio and Pikadon is just like so sweet. And I think anyone who is a pet owner, that will just immediately hook you about this film.
Yeah, and it pisses me off every time he treats Pikadon bad. It really pisses me off.
But that's, again, I like that they don't shy away from that, because, you know, a lot of people suddenly, like, your pet's very important to you, and then if you get hooked somewhere else, maybe you don't treat them the same way, and sometimes that's very sad.
It is.
But yeah, like, you know, we have our podcasts, and we love them, and we obsess over them. And I think anyone, if you've ever had a special animal in your life that you were really close to, when you see this bond between the two of them, man, it just hits you in the feels so hard.
For real.
And so it is sappy, and it is kind of cheesy and corny and goofy.
There's room for that.
But there's room for that. Sometimes you need that in life. Sometimes you come out of Martyrs, and you're like, what is the point of life anymore? And then you go watch a little film like this, and it's around Christmas time, and despite being a very cynical person that doesn't quite like Christmas that much anymore, it warms the heart for a moment. For 2 hours, you feel good.
Yep.
And that's why I love this film. That's why I give it 5 stars, and I will not relent. It's fucking great, man. I wish it was on streaming so more people could watch it.
Yeah, it's not too easy to find, unfortunately.
Yeah. There's that third window Blu-ray that they put out. It's Region B, so you will need an all-region player. Otherwise, you're selling the high seas.
Yep. Yarr.
Which is sad.
It is.
I just saw today that I never really watched it myself, but I know it was beloved. The Netflix redo of She-Ra, Princess of Power.
Yeah, I never watched it.
It's leaving Netflix.
So it's going to just disappear.
But it was a Netflix original, and it doesn't have a home media release. So it's fucking gone, dude.
Right.
That's it. It's done.
It's like the Willow TV show on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
which
that's it.
Wasn't exactly great, but it's also like, okay, it's gone. And it's like, how much can it cost to keep that show on their servers?
Right.
Is it really taking up that much real estate and that expensive to maintain?
Yeah.
It's sad.
In defense of home media.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But that was our movie. I had a good time. I'm glad you had a good time.
We hope if you all watched it, or you will watch it, that you will also have a good time.
And just feel a little bit of that Christmas magic.
Yeah, if you want an alternative Christmas movie, this is a good choice.
You don't want your sappy, like, very standard Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with this one.
All right.
So that's the end of the episode. This is also effectively our last episode for the year. We're going to hit you back next year. We'll probably start with like a year-end recap.
We'll do a retrospective. We'll talk about our favorite movies of the past year.
Yeah.
Next episode.
I've got some big ones I need to try to loop around for.
Yeah, and anyone out there, send us what your favorite movies are.
Maybe what did you really dig this year?
We can check up on. Because I'm going to have 2 weeks off, luckily. The job I have, I get 2 weeks off for Christmas, which is amazing. So I'm going to catch up on some of those flicks I've been wanting to see this year.
Killer. Well, I will try as well.
Excellent.
And we'll come back. We'll recap 2025. Have a good time with that. And we'll just hit the ground running and keep going.
Let's do it.
But of course, reach out with what you've enjoyed this year. Let us know films we should check out, films we should look into.
Ones we should avoid.
Maybe ones we should avoid. I still kind of want to see Five Nights at Freddy's 2, but man, has it reviewed bad.
Oh, I've read terrible reviews.
Yeah. I mean, if it hits streaming, I'll watch it, I guess. But I don't think I can pay the ticket now.
It's not right half of your life. Fuck it.
I've wasted more time on less. And yeah, send your movie requests. We'll still keep filtering those in as we go when there's good moments for them. Hit us up on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. You can email us at genreexposure@gmail.com. But otherwise, you have been listening to Genre Exposure.
Bye, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal: providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.